Hello, I'm Bill Popp, President and CEO of the Anchorage Economic Development Corporation, and thank you for joining me today. This video is part of a series that details AEDC's economic forecast for 2022. Research cited in this video was conducted by McKinley Research Group, a team of respected professionals with nearly 50 years of experience providing research, consulting, and advisory services. In this episode, I'll recap and talk about the big picture. So now let's turn to the big picture for 2022 and the economic priorities that AEDC's on the horizon for the coming year. Coming into 2021, the nation and Anchorage faced a mountain of uncertainty after 9 months of unprecedented changes. Health and safety concerns, job loss, working from home, school closures, and more. AEDC's outlook was for slow, steady recovery of 4,000 jobs as COVID-19 vaccines became available. New COVID variants, volatile material prices, and labor shortages disrupted the recovery, and preliminary data suggests that Anchorage added back about 2,500 jobs in 2021. Now, as 2022 continues, these factors will impact further recovery, yet we have many reasons for optimism. Anchorage's transportation hub is expected to grow with substantial new investments at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport, including the FedEx project, new air-to-sea services, and new passenger routes to Asia. The return of cruise ships in 2022 will be a welcome sight for the visitor industry. On the horizon is funding from the federal infrastructure bill expected to pour more than $5 billion into the Alaska economy over 5 years. This massive investment promises to ripple through the Anchorage economy and will result in infrastructure that fosters and sustains statewide economic growth and development into the future. Anchorage's steadily declining population and labor force are key concerns that predate the pandemic. We've been talking about this for about 6 years now. While the size of Anchorage's labor force rebounded somewhat in 2021, the city experienced a 5th year of consecutive population decline. This is not a trend we want to see continue. Anchorage's working age population has dropped by 15,000 people since 2015. There are 15,000 less 18 to 64-year-olds in our city today than there were in 2015. This is a significant loss of economic energy for our city. Fewer new residents moving to Anchorage and a continued flow of working-age adults out of Anchorage, the majority of whom have moved to the lower 48, have contributed to the decline. COVID-19 has brought the shrinking labor supply into sharp focus. Employers across all sectors are struggling to fill their labor needs. The labor shortage could constrain the pace of employment recovery in the short term and perhaps beyond, particularly in sectors with public-facing, low-wage occupations. In the longer term, building a steady population and growing population and a stable and growing workforce will be key to growing the economy. As the world continues to recover from the 2-year pandemic, staying focused on measures to make Anchorage an attractive, affordable place to live will be critical to stemming population decline and rebuilding a robust workforce. We must begin to come to grips with the fact that we need to reinvest in ourselves, reinvest in our community, to make it a place where the workforce that we develop locally, that are born here, raised here, educated here, will stay here to the greatest degree that we can get them to stay here, and with skills that will give them great employment opportunities, as well as making our city an attractive place to attract workforce that will grow our labor force over the coming years and beyond. This is what investment is looking for nationally. And we are in a nationwide competition with hundreds of cities across the United States that have already been hard at work for years, making their city more attractive and more sticky to workforce, to show that the investment community has a place to invest with a growing labor pool that will be the critical issue over the next 2 decades. We must start to address these issues if we are going to be successful. And I know that we can do it. We have it in us. We have the resources. We just have the will to say we are going to do this, and we are going to make Anchorage a great city to live, work, and play. To To see more 2022 economic forecast videos and read the latest reports, go to aedcweb.com. All projections are based on information available at the time of this report.